About 2 weeks ago, the Google Pixel 3 and the 3 XL were announced, and reviews are rolling out and it's looking to be the best phone of 2018. However, if you are looking to buy a device, have you considered last year's Google phone, the Google Pixel 2 XL? This is my review of the Pixel 2 XL after the Pixel 3. Before we go into more detail on the phone, let's have a look at some of the specs. So we've got a Snapdragon 835, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage, a 2880 by 1440p OLED panel, a rear-facing 12.2 megapixel optically stabilized camera with an aperture of f1.8. And on the front, an 8 megapixel camera with an aperture of f2.4. We've also got dual front-facing stereo speakers and a water and dust resistance of IP68. In addition to that, we've got a battery of 3520 mAh. Now let's take a look at build and design. Up the front, we've got Gorilla Glass 5, and you'll see the dual front-facing stereo speakers. If we turn the phone to the back, you'll see the nice, soft finish with the glass panel up the top, a fingerprint sensor, the camera and the LED flash, and the Google sign. On the bottom, we've got one USB-C port for charging. On the side, we've got nice and clicky power and volume buttons. Up the top, we've got a microphone. And on the side, we have a SIM tray slot. Notice the lack of a headphone jack. Overall, the build quality is nice and well built. Now, let's take a look at the camera. The camera is absolutely great, with there being little to no shake thanks to the optical image stabilization. The camera interface is great. However, it would have been nice if they included manual controls. The highly touted portrait mode feature is also pretty good. Generally, photos have great dynamic range and great sharpness. You can have a look at it for yourself. And now, the most controversial part of the phone, the display. The display is nice and vibrant, as long as you enable boosted or saturated mode in the settings. However, there is a ton of blue shift, depending on the model that you get. There will also be some black smear, which unfortunately can't be demonstrated in this video. What it does is smear the blacks while going on to other colors. It looks pretty bad if you're somebody who uses their phone in an AMOLED theme in low light. Now, let's talk about the software. So the Pixel 2 XL is running the latest version of Android Pie with the October security patch. It's got several AI tweaks and more optimizations from Google to make this run really nice and smoothly. It's also got one of the biggest changes to the navigation system, the pill-based gesture navigation system. After using it for a few weeks, I personally like it. However, you may have your own opinions, and if you don't like it, you can always switch back to the classic navbar layout. Overall, this is a well-optimized system for the Google Pixel 2 XL. Another feature of the software is the squeeze feature to bring up Google Assistant. It's a really good feature and definitely got me using Google Assistant more. There are also settings in the Settings app for the squeeze and what the pressure sensitivity is, or whether you want it to be accessible on the lock screen, so on and so forth. All of these allow for a really customizable experience. Now let's talk about the battery life of this device. So we've got a 3520 mAh battery, and over my usage, the battery lasted really well, and the idle drain was very little. Overall, this is a great battery. Now let's talk about some of the other features of the phone. So we've got dual front-facing stereo speakers that sound great. Here, listen for yourself.
Liquid Tylenol, gelatins, think my skeleton's melting. Wicked, I get all high when I think I smell the scent of elephant manure. Hell, I'm in Kahlua, screw it, to hell with it. I went through hell with accelerants and blew up myself.
Overall, I think that this device is great, even in 2018. And if you're on an older Android phone and you don't want to get a really expensive Pixel 3, but you want to get a great camera, I recommend going for this device, because of the stock Android and the great camera. Thanks for watching, I'm Sen, and I'll see you later.